Hey everybody, how we doing? It's Pathfinder here. Welcome back for another episode of our Minecraft survival series. I hope you guys are having a great day. You know I'm having a great day because I get to play a little Minecraft, everybody. Thanks for joining me. We've got a few things we need to review in the world here today. We've done a few things on live streams that I wanted to show you guys. Again, we are streaming over on Twitch, so come on over and try and catch one of the streams if you get a chance. This is the first thing that we made. This is just a little bridge that we made. Did you run into a cactus? Here, stay away from the cactuses. This is just a little bridge that we made. We kept swimming across this little canal because we'd come over here for the Pyramid of Light, and now we have our sandcastle over here as well. In addition to those two things, I've been using this area a lot because there's a lot of lava in here, so we can smelt things there. So it was just kind of a high traffic area. Anyway, I thought it was kind of cool. Nothing too fancy, just some acacia and some stone. So yeah, definitely a welcomed addition to our world here, you guys. We needed a bridge on this little area, and now we have one. So let's ride over here. That was one thing that we worked on. That wasn't too big of a project. That maybe only took us about 45 minutes to an hour. But we have a project over here that we worked on. Now this one, if you're not following me on Twitter, you can jump on and give me a follow. It's at Pathfinder_MC76. You can follow the link. Anyway, I had posted a couple pictures and let people vote, or just kind of give me an idea of what they wanted me to make. One was a horse barn, and one was called the Hong Kong apartment glitter thing. And that is the Hong Kong apartment glitter thing. It looks a little bit crazy because it is crazy. I don't know how else to explain it. It's definitely a crazy building. So if you're curious as to what it looks like, you can jump on Twitter and take a peek and see what the building, what inspired us to make this building. But yeah, we made this on a live feed as well. So let's check it out real quick. You come up here, and it has this moat around it, which I thought was kind of interesting. We haven't made a way into the building across the moat yet, but it's supposed to have these white columns that run up the side of the building. It's in a circle, so obviously we can't make a circle, so this is the closest we could get. But anyway, it's supposed to be a circle shape, almost like a teepee. These white pieces run along the outside edge and then curve back out the top. So that is how we ended up with that shape, and then the rest is a darker glittery kind of black mirror substance, and that's the closest we could get to it. So anyway, time for a bath, huh? Alright, cool. Anyway, we'll run over here and just kind of take a look. Right now we haven't given it a purpose yet, but we kind of came up with this unusual pattern on the floor with the carpet and the slabs. Anyway, I think it was kind of a unique building. This was definitely kind of a crazy build. So if you guys are interested, like I said, you can check out the picture on Twitter. And if you want to see me make some of these things on the live streams, come on over and join me on Twitch, you guys. I'd be happy to have you. I hope you guys like the building. We'll kind of figure out what we're going to do with it. But for now, I think that is the gist of kind of what we've worked on in our world. We haven't added anything else yet. So yeah, I think it's kind of cool. 2 new additions. So let's ride over and take a look and see where we're going to be working today. Now, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. Whoa. A little nervous and a little impatient. So I think this is a necessary evil for us. We don't have any like automated farms. I don't think really anywhere. We don't have anything that does the work for us. We've kind of gathered all of our materials on our own at this point. Ooh, let's egg something. What should we egg? Let's egg the villager area. Take that. But I am getting a little bit nervous. I know there's going to be an update coming up soon, which will affect water. Now, granted, I know it won't come to the console probably ever. But anyway, I wanted to try and get myself ready for it, just in case it did happen, because I can't get mending. I cannot get mending. I've fished and fished and fished. So much fishing and can't do it. So, we are going to build an AFK fish farm. We're finally going to break down and do it. And we have all the materials that we need in this shulker box. So we'll put that right there. But before we get to the shulker box, we kind of need to make a little room for it. So we'll go through and try and figure out how we want this room to look. I brought a little bit of wood and some materials from the ocean monument. I thought since it was a fishing room, it should have, you know, kind of a underwater theme. But the problem is I haven't really planned out how I want it to look. I just kind of have gathered up the materials and figured I would go from there, kind of see what we can make it look like. So let's get the flooring in, and we'll start to take a look at these blocks. I mean, it may be as simple as we make some pillars and add the blocks in and just kind of go from there. We may try and come up with a pattern. Oh my goodness, spinning circles. Now this room doesn't have to be the fanciest. It ultimately, you know, isn't going to be a place that we're going to go into and spend a ton of time. It's just going to be a place where I'll be AFKing, so we kind of need to take a look and see how we want this building to be. Now, I don't know if we want the exterior of it necessarily to be this kind of block. I thought I would want it kind of hidden in the dirt. So maybe we'll have to build the fish farm first and then put the walls around it. That wasn't a very good plan. That wasn't very well thought out. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. So let's put this stuff in here that we're not going to need. First, let me show you what we will need. I think these materials right here are ultimately all we're going to need to get our AFK fish farm started. I know several of you have already built your own. There are a million tutorials on how to make them. I'll try and walk through it a little bit if I can. I'm not the most skilled at these sorts of things. By no means will this be a tutorial, but we can take a look at it and see what we can get accomplished here. I kind of have a rough idea of how it's supposed to go. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. See if we can't make it happen. Do we have any dirt? Be nice if I had some dirt. Let's grab a little dirt out of our chest right here. Ooh, I thought that was a creeper. Terrifying. Is this dirt or sand? This is dirt. Let's grab a little dirt, get some sleep, and we'll see if we can't start the basics of this project. I haven't made one of these before, but I have a decent idea of what it's supposed to be. Now I want it to be lined up here, so we're supposed to have the walls there, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is the center. So if this is the center, let's just put a block down so my brain doesn't forget where it is. I think that should be the center of the room. Okay. So we want the AFK farm to sit back a little bit. And I think the first thing we need to do is make an area for the hopper to go into, and the backwards stairs to go onto. So we're going to take the backwards stairs, put them right there, right? And get rid of that. And then we'll take the hopper and feed it into the dirt, because that's going to be a chest. And then let's take the chest, put the chest down. Okay, so now we've got the backward stairs and the hopper going in the chest. I think we put this here, 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 like this, and a slab there, and the water in there. Right? Seems okay to me so far. I think it's dirt and dirt. Does this go here and here? Is this correct so far? I think it is. So what we'll do now is, well, I don't know if these, no, I think that's correct, because I think that these need to go up on top. Because one of the things we'll have to do is we need to get the note block on there, right? And I think the only way to get the note block on there is to put this here. Note block. Boom. Yes, I think that's how that has to be. And then I think on the back here we need oh, I hope I'm making... No, don't do that. Did I just get rid of the water? I was like, I hope I'm making this right and I don't mess it up. And that went in the hopper. No, that's okay. I think like that. It did go on the hopper. Well, at least we know the hopper works, right? So let's get our water back. Like I said, not trying to do a tutorial, but I know some of you will ask questions about this on how I made it, or how do you make one. And like I said, there's a ton of tutorials out there on how to do this. And so ultimately it's pretty easy to figure it out. It shouldn't take you too long. So, alright, where am I at? I need a... So this one, what we're going to do is we're going to put the trapdoor in. Right? Now I don't want to put it on the music block. I think it has to go right here on this block down on the bottom. Just like that. Right? And then well, we have to have one here and here. Put the tripwire in. Let's grab a piece of string. Oh, what happened? Did it work? I think I messed it up. There it is. So now the tripwire has been set. Now I think after the tripwire has been set, I think the only thing we have to do, now let's grab our redstone. I think that'll do it for there, because the redstone is going to power it off the side. Let's look. Is it... I don't even know if I need those pieces right there. Maybe I did. There. There, there, and there. I think that's right. And so now, which I can't jump up there, let's go through. This is like the worst video ever. I shouldn't have tried to make this on a video, but at the same time I wanted you guys to at least have an idea. And there. Okay. So this one goes facing out. This one goes facing in. This one gets the redstone to connect all the way around. Ta-da! Did I accidentally break the tripwire? I don't think I did. So I think if we change these... Will you let me use that from down here? No? I think if we change these each to 1 tick, we'll give it a try. Oh my goodness, I'll be so relieved if this actually works. Let's see if I forgot anything, you guys. I may have forgotten something, but there, we found the little spot to aim in. So as you guys know, the premise is that, you know, we can sit and do this and walk away from the game. And the hope is that we can get a mending book. Please, mending. So I think, let's check it. Yeah, it's working. We've got 2 things. So yeah, we stand here. Basically, the idea is you can see the little block there. We want to aim underneath that. So you're trying to aim right at the bottom of the trapdoor. Now, if you throw it and you don't see the notes coming out the top, like let's say I'll do it in the wrong place on purpose. If we're doing it like this over and over and over, then it's not in the right spot. It needs to do it to where the music is coming out the top. You find the right little area. Just like that. So now we should be able to walk away and hopefully get a mending book, right? That's the dream. The dream of all this is a mending book. Yay. Yay. Okay, so I think ultimately you'll end up catching a lot of stuff. So I may end up adding a few more hoppers and a few more chests off the back of this to really be able to allow it ultimately to be able to collect a lot more, like if I'm actually away from the if I'm actually using it the way I'm supposed to, actually away from my controller. Now I think the key is that the water has to have sky above it. So no matter what we build around this thing, it's going to have sky above it, right? Let's see what these look like in here. Now, how tall is this building? I don't know that we need it to be any taller than this. So we can put a block right over the top. Ooh, I like the way this looks. So we can put a block right over the top of the note box so we can't hear it anymore. Let's double check to make sure it's still working. So even though we can't hear the notes, we can see that it's stuck in the right position. And is it working? Will we catch fish? Still catching fish. All right. Still catching fish. So I think what I'll do is I'll go through and kind of work out a little bit of a pattern for this room. Yes. A little bit of a pattern for this room. And we'll get it sealed off. I brought the glass with me because the water has to have sky exposure. So no matter what we ultimately end up building around this, we'll have to have a tube of glass so it can still see out the top. So let me take a look at this for a little bit, you guys, and see what I can come up with. Okay, so this is what we've settled on, and it's kind of ugly with all the dirt here, but we've always just had this wall through here and never done anything with it, so I think that'll have to be a whole nother project to try and figure out, you know, what we're going to do. I think ultimately what'll happen is we will turn that area into stone. Just have a nice actual stone wall, because that's one of the things that we actually want to do in our world, is go through, and when we first started, we were making our little dirt paths everywhere. And the reason why we made the dirt paths everywhere is because I felt that we weren't very established. We hadn't lived here for very long. We didn't really have time to go through and make stone paths. But that is definitely one of the things that we need to do now that we've established ourselves a little bit more and we live here. So we need to go through and, at least on the main part of the island, on this side of the island, we need to go through and put stone everywhere. We also need to come up with a pattern for what are they called? I can't say it. For like lamp posts, for like lights. We need to make a pattern for lights. I need to come up with something so that we have some sort of light fixtures running along our stone paths so that we can see at night. So I think ultimately that wall is going to get built up, and we will just have to go through and see what it looks like. Let's grab some bone meal. Bone meal. And we'll run back over there and we'll take a look at the building itself. The bone meal is going to be for up here, up above it. It was kind of a flat area to begin with, so we don't necessarily need a ton of, yeah, you can kind of see it's already was kind of a flat area to begin with, so we'll just throw a little bit of this down. And as this fills in, we can go through and make it look a little bit nicer. We have so much bone meal from our farm, our XP farm. But this is what the front of the building is going to look like. I put an iron door on because I didn't want anybody to be able to sneak up on me. I can't even sneak up on myself. But yeah, on the inside, we just went through and put the prismarine blocks and bricks and put some sea lanterns in here. We haven't really changed the ultimately the what the storage system is yet for what we catch, but we can go through and let's see if it still works. There we go. We found the right spot. Let's make sure that the glass makes it so that it still will function properly. It just needs access to the sky. I don't know if it's supposed to take this long, if that's because the glass above it is making it take longer. There, we got one. We can break that out because there's glass right up above it. So guys, that's going to do it for this episode. This is our first kind of automated farm, and it is our AFK fish farm. Hopefully we can go through and get a mending book out of this. Yeah, and we'll see. Let's see if we can catch anything. See if breaking out that piece of glass made any difference. Alright, it still works. So, ooh, we got a fishing rod. Curse of Vanishing, Mending 1. It's already paying off. So, anyway guys, that's going to do it for tonight. That is our episode. I appreciate you so much for coming by and hanging out with me. Down, 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 down. Detention horse. Detention horse. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you guys soon. And yeah, remember everybody, always make your own path. Bye-bye.